Hello fifth graders and welcome to the Cambridge International English Science Unit 1 Investigating Plant Growth video. This video will help you if you have any questions about Unit 1 in your science book. My name is Joanne Gertscheder. Okay, so what are we going to be looking at in this video? The topics we're going to be looking at are vocabulary. Vocabulary will be looking at the main words written in your learner's book. Seeds, different kinds of seeds, parts of a seed. Also how seeds grow. This is called germination. What do plants need to grow? And plants and light. What happens if a plant has too much light? Or what happens if a plant doesn't have enough light? So let's start with our vocabulary. In this part of the video, we will revise the main vocabulary words introduced in this topic. If you look in your learner's book, at the top of each page, there is a vocabulary word box. These are the words we're going to be looking at. So on each part of the video, you'll see the English word, the meaning of the word, a sentence using the word, and a picture. So the first word we're looking at is seed. Here we have a picture of a seed. A seed, we grow plants from seeds. Meaning, the small part of a flowering plant that grows into a new plant. Sentence, we planted seeds in the garden. Next word, seed embryo. This is the embryo. This part here is the embryo. It's really like a little baby plant. A plant that is just starting to develop. A seed embryo grows inside a seed. Sentence, the seed embryo is a baby plant. Next word, seed coat. Now if you think about when you wear a coat when it's cold or when it's wet to protect yourself. The seed is exactly the same. It has a coat. And it's the outer protective covering of a seed. Now the seed coat breaks when the seed grows. Germination. If you look at the picture number 1 is a seed, number 4 is a plant. So germination, of course, is looking at the plant growing. It's the phase of plant growth when the seed begins to get bigger. Sentence, the seed gets smaller after germination. If you look at the seed here, the seed is very big, then gets smaller, and by the end of it, it's disappeared. Next word, shrivels. Well, here we have a lovely healthy plant. Here it's not as good, and here it's shriveling. It's shriveled. It's got smaller. To become small and very dry. Sentence, the plant shrivels without water. Next picture, absorbs. Here we've got a picture of a sponge and some water, meaning to take in. Something such as water in a natural or gradual way. A sponge absorbs water. If you leave the sponge there, it will take in all the water. Roots. A root is a part of a plant that is usually hidden underground. It can either go very long, straight down, or it can be short roots, or they can go down and out, especially in hot places where they want to collect more water. The roots were very long to collect water. Shoots. If you look at this picture, you're looking at the plant it's now coming out of the ground. So the part of a plant that comes up above the ground when it is just beginning to grow. Sentence, green shoots will grow in February. And the last word, factors. If you think you're going to do an experiment, we need water, we need pondweed, and we need a lamp. Factors are when you change one thing in an experiment. So one of the things that changes an event, a decision, or an experiment. To make the experiment fair, you should only change one factor. Okay. So, the next thing we're going to look at is all to do with seeds. Now, seeds develop inside fruits. Seeds have a seed coat on the outside, and seeds have a food store inside it. And this is all in your learner's book. The embryo inside the seed grows into a new plant. So let's have a look first at the two different types of fruits. First, we have fruits with a single seed, one seed. I'm going to show you some examples. We've got the avocado, the cherries, the plum, and the mango. Now, what can you notice about the seeds in all four of these fruits? That's right, the seeds are a lot bigger than in other fruits. So then we're going to move on to looking at fruits with many seeds. The apple. Here you can see two seeds, but it's got more seeds inside. The watermelon, lots of seeds. Kiwi, again, lots of different seeds. Pomegranate, lots of seeds. And an orange. If you think back to the fruits with one seed and the fruits with many seeds, how are they different? Yeah, fruits with one seed, the seed is big. Fruits with many seeds, the seeds are a lot smaller. So the three parts of a seed, we've already looked at those three. We've got the embryo, the seed coat, and the food store. So we're going to look in more detail about what they do. So the embryo. The embryo is found inside the seed. It has two tiny leaves and a root. Here is a picture of an embryo. You can see the two leaves and you can see the root here. The next part is the seed coat. Remember we talked about a coat being there to protect. So it covers the outside of the seed and it protects the seed while it's growing, while it's germinating. So it's the outer part of the seed. The next part, the food store. Well, if you think about a baby, the baby gets the food from its mum. The same thing as a seed. The stored food is found inside the seed. It helps the embryo grow. Here, of course, is the food store. And all the food it needs to germinate will be inside the seed. So part 3 is how seeds grow. So we're looking at the process of germination. Germination are the stages by which the embryo grows and develops into a new plant. The new plant becomes a fully mature plant. The energy needed to germinate comes from the food store. And there are different stages. Stage 1. The seed absorbs water. Remember we looked at that word before. Absorbs, takes in, and gets bigger or swells. So the seed starts off very small. It takes in the water, it absorbs the water, and the seed gets bigger. But of course, eventually the seed is going to break open. So the root pushes through the seed coat and the seed coat splits. So here we've got the root coming out. Stage 3. The roots grow down into the soil. So the first thing that happens is the root is going to go down. Why? Because it's going to get what it needs. It's going to get water. It's going to get food. Stage 4. The shoots start to grow out of the seed. And the seedling, new word for you, seedling just means new plant, grows out of the ground. So here you've got the roots and new roots growing off. You've still got a seed, but here you've now got the shoots coming out of the top. Stage 5. The stem and its leaves grow towards the sunlight. If you look now, the seed's disappeared. You've got the roots, you've got the stem, and here you've got the leaves coming out. And they're going to grow up towards sunlight. Part 4. What do plants need to grow? Like people, we need food, we need water, we need somewhere to live, we need to be warm. Plants also need things. They need water. They need light. They also need warmth. And they need air like we do. Without these things, especially without water and air, the plant is going to die. So why do they need these things? Well, water. Plants need water to grow and to make food. Some plants need more water than others. The amount of water a plant needs depends on the type of plant. Some plants need very little water. Some plants need lots of water. The roots of the plant absorb water from the soil. This water carries nutrients from the soil, nutrients is the food, to all the plants of the part. Warmth. The sun gives the plant warmth. Plants will die if it's too cold or too hot, especially if it's too cold. Plants need to keep warm. Light. Well, where do they get the light? They get the light from the sun. Same as where do they keep warm? They keep warm from the sun. Plants use light to make their own food. When plants make their own food, we call it photosynthesis. Now, that's a very long word. What does it mean? Well, photo means light. Synthesis means making. So, of course, plants are making food by using light. And the last part, air. Whereas we take in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, plants breathe in carbon dioxide and take out oxygen. Plants need to breathe for the same reason people and animals must breathe. They need oxygen to convert food into energy. Plants and light. If you look in this picture, you can see it's a very nice plant. It's very healthy. The leaves are dark green. The stems are thick and strong. It's growing upwards. But what happens if a plant doesn't get enough light? You can look at the difference between these two leaves. This is a very healthy plant, dark green. But look at this plant. Look at this leaf. Unhealthy seedlings may have yellowing leaves. So if a leaf starts going very yellow, it means it's not getting everything it needs. Oh dear, this plant's not looking very good. The leaves and stems may have shriveled, got smaller, or wilted, they've gone down. Remember, a healthy plant grows up. You can see that this plant is not healthy. Again, the stems. They may have become too tall because they're trying to get the sunlight. They're very thin and weak. But not all plants grow best in shady places. Some plants need lots of sunlight. For example, desert plants like the prickly pear cactus or the aloe vera. They grow in places that have lots of sunlight. But plants that grow in shady places, by shady places I mean places that don't have lots of light, often have big wide leaves so they can absorb more sunlight. If you look at these two plants, their leaves are very big. The bigger the leaf, the more sunlight will get into them. Plants that grow in shady places often grow tall to get more sunlight. These pictures are both pictures from a rainforest where the plants have grown very tall. This tree is in the canopy of the rainforest. The stem or the trunk is very thin, but then you've got lots and lots of leaves at the top. So our summary. We've learnt that all plants have seeds. We've learnt about the different stages in the process of germination. We've learnt that plants need water, light, warmth and air to grow. And we've learnt that plants can grow without light. So thank you for listening and come back for Unit 2. Bye for now.